Thank you, Prasad. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutravashya Kridau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. We have been given the synopsis of what till now we have understood from the Upanishad and what is the setting and how we have reached up to this place. Beautifully explained by Prasad. And we all should be able to remember these settings which we came through in the last few rooms we had the study of this. This current situation is that Yama, even when he praised Nachiketa for his steadfastness and his, rejecting all the temptation which Yama has put, which is unattainable and unthinkable to normal mortal beings, the status of Nachiketa in the mind of Yama has gone multifold. Yet he is not very comfortable to tell the truth to Nachiketa. So he wants to see whether how Nachiketa will react to it when he tells the intricacies of knowing this truth, how difficult it is and how it is to be done is just not possible with ordinary human beings. There has to be a perfect match between the taught and the teacher. All those things are being discussed in this next 7 to 8 slokas. So in the last sloka which we had, Shravanayapi bahubir yo na labhyaha Shravanandobi bahuvo yamna vidyuhu Ascharyo vakta kushalonya labdha Ascharya jnata kushalonya shishta. These were the last sloka which we had discussed. I'll just refresh that in your memory. Yaha na labhyaha. Yaha means this Atma is na labhyaha, is not available. Shravanaya api, even for listening for Bahubi. Bahubi janana krite, for many people who are the millions in the world, for them, the word Atma itself is not available for hearing. Forget about their interest to know about it. Janati ichhati yatate. If you know only, you will make an attempt to that. So even with the facilities which are available, even with this modern world, not many are even not getting a chance to know that there is something called Atma Vidya or Adhyatma Vidya. So Bahubi api Shravanaya na labhyaha ya Atma. Api Shravananta Bahava na Vidyuhu. Now coming to that second aspect of the people, even there are many people who are listening to many of those spiritual discourses or philosophical discourses across different medias, either directly attending the lectures or listening through YouTubes or listening to the recordings and all. The prasadam or the beauty of the mind, to the tranquility of the mind should be there for such a person to know the truth, what is being conveyed in those sessions of the truth when the philosophy is being given. But what happens is that Bahuna na vidyu, not many understand what it is being told. So one is rarity of the opportunity to listen. The rarer are the people who are, even after listening, they don't go to sleep or they are following further studies. They want to know more about it. Such is the rarity of this vidya. Ayamatma vekta ascharya labda asya. Now this, the one who talks about, reveals about Atma is a wonder. The one who, the Upanishad, when it is describing the Atma, it is such a wonder that the words cannot even convey the meaning. See, normally what happens in our life is that when we are told about certain things in our life, the words are more good enough for us to know what the object and including our own physical body and things like that. But here is a subject which is called the Atma. To speak about that, what is heard through the Upanishad, that Acharya, the one who educates that, is an Ashcharya, Asya, and he has to be a Kushala and Kusalanushishta. In both, he is a wonder as well as he is not only a wonder, he is also is a follower of that knowledge. Jnata and such an Acharya is a wonder. So I hear, even though these words are being told by Yama, some of the commentators are talking that it is the statement by Nachiketa to motivate Yama to tell the truth. So that looks more apt for me, because he's praising Yama's quantity. He is a wonder. He is an Ashcharya himself to tell this truth, because Nachiketa knows that the truth of the Atma cannot be heard by many, even though he himself was a student in an ashrama, not he has seen other brahmacharis in the ashrama. Not many are interested to know the truth. Even those who have been hearing from his father and other teachers in the ashrama, they have no interest in knowing the truth. So this being the situation, so you are the one who is going to tell me, so you are the one who is really a wonder, and I would definitely be blessed when I hear it from such a person. But some of the commentators say that it is a temptation from the Yama's side to see, telling that it is very rare to get it, whether Nachiketa will get doubt whether he should pursue it further or not. Because even after hearing, if I don't understand, what will happen? That such a doubt should not arise in Nachiketa's mind. So Yama is testing that. It is what some of the commentators are saying. Let us see how the remaining part of this Upanishad proceeds further. न नरेणावरेण प्रोक्ता येषा सुविज्ञेयो बहुधा चिन्त्यमानः अनन्यप्रोक्ता गतिरत्र नास्ति अणीयान्ह्यवक्त्र अनुप्रमाणात् न नरेण अवरेण प्रोक्ता येषा सुविज्ञेयः बहुधा चिन्त्यमानः अनन्यप्रोक्त गतिरत्र नास्ति Aniyan hi atarkyam anupramanat. Now this is the further explaining what is the nature of the knowledge. Esha prokta narena avarena na suvidneya. That is, this what is being told is not understood clearly by an incompetent person. Avarena means incompetent person. Narena is an incompetent person is avarena narena. Na suvitneyaha, he cannot understand this. What is not this? What is being told? Even bahuda chindyamanaha, even after thinking for many times, many length and many times. This is even if they think that he is not able to prokta, he is not able to absorb or understand what is being told. Ananyam prokta gediratra nasti. There is no other way other than when it is revealed by one who is not separated from it. Ananya, the word Ananya is Ananya Prokta. Now you might have heard this Ananya in Bhagavad Gita also many times. Ananyas chindayan domam ye jana paryupasade tesham nitya abhiyuktaram yogakshemam vahamyam. This Ananya is very, very foundation of Advaita. The truth is that the teacher who is talking about the truth cannot be different from truth. Then there is no conviction in conveying the teaching. See, this is what happens for all our material sciences and material our things. The history is being taught as what is being happened in the past. Even the science and the maths and the zoology and biology, everything is taught as studying as objects Never is there a study or a teaching which matters to the listener as well as simultaneously to the one who is teaching. So, such a subject is being told can be told only a person who is established in the truth and who can talk from that position of knowing the truth. Then only it can be conveyed. Why? Yacho vacho nivartande aprapya manasa saha. Because words cannot express about it. Even the mind will return without understanding what it is. So, such as then the limitation of the words to express that, and even even to consider it as an imaginative experience and talk about it, the mind has nothing which is equivalent to that which he can imagine as for a human being, for anybody for the matter, even for the devas. So even in the other Upanishads, Nanya Panda Vidyate Ayanaya, there is no other method in which to achieve that. So wherever you look at it, the importance of the nishtha or the abidance by the teacher in the truth is very mandatory for the right explanation. So what happens is that when we are talking about something which is not a conviction for us, the words do not carry the conviction and the listener may have a doubt in this thing. But a person like Yamaha, when Yama who has done that and who has crossed over and seen beyond death, because he has become the master of death, he controls death. So he knows what is death and he knows what is the truth beyond the death. So such a person who has the knowledge can only be a convincing teacher. So Ananya Prokta Garyatra Nasti. There is no other way in which anybody else can teach, and because Aniyan Anupramanat Atarkyam. Now the three words which are very important in this is Aniyan. It is the subtlest of the subtle, because even the Akasha, the space, is supported by it. Now we know the space is the subtlest of the everything which we can think about. The mind can think maximum what is known as a space. Now this is the substratum, or this is the support for even for the space. So how subtle can it be is not even fathomable by the mind. Atharkyam. Now let us think that it is logically we can put different type of logics, like how it is like Gadakasha, Matakasha. There are different tarkas which is used in that way itself, or to explain that it is like the Akashavat Chidakasha. Why? So these are all tarka methods. Tarka means logical methods in which trying to make the student understand that this is what the reality of Atma is. Anupramanat. Now, even the Anu, what we are talking here is not an atom, which like the atom on today, what we are thinking at. It is not a particle per se, which we can say that multiplicity of that particles is the whole sum of it, because it cannot be divided. So Anupramana, when it is saying that it is there is no part to it, there cannot be division to it, there cannot be location to it, desha, kala, vastu, nothing can bring the parichindam. Parichedam means limitation. Either the space, time, or the object. None of them, they all exist in the space. So only this up to the level of space they can bring in the Panupramana. But this is beyond that. So that is why in this sloka, that this is what is said is that this Atma imagined variously by various thinkers. When it is revealed to an incompetent person, he cannot understand it clearly. Bahunanna thing. Even when it is heard, when somebody heard or revealed to him, who by a teacher who is not established in that, even then it doesn't get understood by that, because of various reasons which we discussed till now. So having discussed this, then that Yama continues this next set of what it is that when he said atarkena. Nesha tarkena madirapaneya proktanyenaiva sunatneya preshta yam tvamapa tatyadhidhri vatasi twang dring no bhuyan nachiketa prashta na esha tarkena matira apaneya proktan anya eva sunatneya preshta yam tvam apaha satyadhritir batasi tvam dring no bhuyat nachiketa prashta. This is how the words have to be broken. Now, what does it say? Na esha mati tarkena apneya anya proktan is the prose order of the first part of the Sivakti. That na esha mati, this mati or this knowledge, esha mati, na tarkena, not by logic. Apaneya means can be attained. Anya prokta, even by other means of telling. Eva sunitneya preshta, you have understood that what is na tarkena apaneya is what you have understood. It's right. He's telling Nachiketa. So from this is why these commentators thought that the previous one is told by Nachiketa, because he said only a Brahmanishta Guru can explain this. So in this sloka, Eva Sunatneya Prashta is the statement from Yama saying that yes, Nachiketa, you have understood this very well, that na eshamadi tarkena apanapaneya na proktan, that this cannot be grasped or attained or understood by the logic or the reasoning of it. Tvam apa satyadhritir batasi tvam dhrang no bhuyat nachiketa prashta. Oh Nachiketa, let me have such a resolute ones like you. You have now understood that this cannot be understood by logic. And when you are saying, I am an Ascharya as a teacher to Yama, Yama is saying this to Nachiketa, saying that there is no other student whom I can say Satyadhriti, the one who has got such a resolute mind and who has understood that this is not Suvitneya, this cannot be understood easily, even with logic and reasoning you cannot understand. Let us have such resolute students like you, or the Shishyas, or the one who is aspirant to know the truth. So here this is the statement from Yama's side. So first statement, Yama, Nachiketa said Guru is Ascharyam. Here the Guru says the Shishya is the most resolute one, and he also understood that it cannot be understood not by reasoning. Janamyaham sevadhirityanityam nahyuddudai prapyatehi dhruvam tat. Tato maya nachiketosti agniryatyi dravyai praptavanasmi nityam. This is again the statement by Yama, Lord Yama is saying. Janami aham sevadi. Iti anityam. Na hi dhruvai prapyate hi dhruvam tat. Tato maya nachiketaha chita agni anityai dravyai praptavanasmi nityam. Now, Yamaha is referring to that Agni which he gifted in the name of Nachiketa, saying that Agni method you will come to know about the truth. And so here Yama is saying that Agni which I now have named after you have been done by me also. Janami, aham janami iti shevati anityam hi. I know that all the things which I offered to you are ephemeral. They are all time bound. They all cannot have that eternity which you are looking for. Tad dhruvam na prapyate hi adhudhai. And that also tells one thing is that the impermanent can never ever give rise to a permanent thing. Because impermanent can never be a cause for a result of permanency. So if you look at that cause and effect thing, if the impermanency is there in the cause, the product also has to have the impermanency. So that is why aham janami, I know that this truth which I knew, O Nachiketa, tata agnichita maya anityai dravyai praptavan asmi nityam. Yet this Agni which I have made in the name of the earth is also impermanent. And I attained permanency after knowing that that is impermanent. Not that Agni has given me permanency. So here is that other aspect of the mantra which is very important, is that even yajna dana tapak karma, all those things which we do thinking that that is going to give us moksha or permanency or mukti, that because it is impermanent and permanent, cannot be permanent because they are all temporary in nature, transient in nature. Even the Agni which has now named after you, I have done that myself many times, and that has made me realize that what I have attained permanency is not through the Agni. That Agni is only an instrument which made me realize that even that Agni is impermanent, so that cannot give me the result of permanency which I have attained by doing it many times. So, so he is telling that even though I gave you the name of that Agni, even that Agni is impermanent. You even though it is given to you, you still did not get tempted by that and did not go back saying that okay, let me be the one known that Agni as my name. But you said keep all those things to yourself, and you wanted to know only the truth. So indeed, blessed is you, O Nachiketa, that even I have to do this Agni many times to know what is the permanent. Through the impermanency of the Agni only, I knew that there is permanency. Kamasyaktim jagata pratishtam kratoranyatya abhasya taparam स्तोममहं दूराग्यं प्रतिष्ठां दृष्ट्वा धृत्या धीरो नचिकेतोऽत्यास्राक्षी कामस्य आप्तिं जगतः प्रतिष्ठां क्रतो अनन्यत्यम् अभयस्य पारम् स्तोहमहत् उरुगायं प्रतिष्ठां दृष्ट्वा धृत्या धीरः नचिकेतः अत्यस्राक्षी. O Nachiketa, drishtva uragyam stohamahad, having seen that vast and adorable glorious state of that pratishtam. Here he is referring to that pratishta of that status of Virat or Hiranyagarbha. Drishta urugahyam stoma mahat. Mahat means vast. Stomam is adorable. Urugahyam is glorious. Drishtva, having seen pratishtam state. Apting kamaya, limit of all desires. Kamaya aptim, pratishtam jagat, the substratum of the cosmos. Ananyatyam karto, the end result of the endless meditation. Krato is a meditation. Anantyam, without endless, anantyam, without the never-ending meditation. Param abhayasya, dhiro atyasrakshi dhritya, that with the dhriti or with the mind, with the intellect which is steadfast in this, atyasrakshi, by discarding that what is not, dhiraha, dhimantaha, the one who knows the truth, the one who is steadfast in that knowing this thing. Param abhayasya, that absolute state of fearlessness is achieved by anantyam krato, even that endless meditation, which is the pratishtam jagat, the substratum of the cosmos, from which Yato va imani jatani jayante yeta jatani jivanti yat prabhyantya visham vishanti tateva brahmastum vidhi. From which everything comes, in which everything remains, and into which everything goes back. That is what is the Pratishtam Jagat. So, O Nachiketa, we have seen all those things. So, having considered that all those things, and only with your discriminate mind, when I offered you that Hiranyagarbha Pratishtam state, that state of, till as long as you want, you can live and you can be the king of everything. That state of Hiranyagarbha also you have firmly discarded, and that your mind is steadfast on the highest as the state of fearlessness. So he is again praising Nachiketa in this sloka. Then in the 12th sloka, tam durdasham gudam anupravishtam guhatitam guverashtam puranam adhyatma yoga adigamena devam matva dhiro harsha shoko jahati. Now, in this sloka, he is talking about the result of what happens to a dhira, a dhimantaha, or for having who has attained that. Now, tam durdasham gudam anuprabishtam, guhatitam, gavareshtam puranam, adhyatma yogadigamena, devam matva dhiraha harsha shokaha jahati. Matva tam devam. Having understood that devam means, here devam stands for Atman. Matva tvam devam. Guhatitam. Behind. So here guha. Atitam means beyond. Guha is basically a secret place or the hiding place where what goes inside cannot be seen from outside. Even if one enters the guha, because there is no light, it cannot be seen. So typically in the Upanishad, the guha is mentioned as the cave of the heart where the Atma resides, or Atma is supposed to be found, because it cannot be found. It is not an object to be found. So it is in a guha, and it is guhatita, means even if assuming that it is hiding in the heart, it is not. Anupravishtam gudam, after having entered in the Saripta's way, durdasham, by the unintelligible people, guverashtam, being the lowest in the depth, or in the thinking from the highest point to the lowest thing, puranam, it is the oldest, or the beginning, from where everything has come. So nothing can be beyond that, before that. Thereby, therefore, it is the Puranam. Adhyatma yoga adigamena. By Adhyatma yoga adigamena. Adigamena means through, for crossing over or understanding that. Yoga, what type of yoga? Adhyatma yoga. The self-enquiry of the search for the Atman, or search for one's reality. Adhyatma means it is about oneself. Atmam Adhyatmam. Adhyatma yoga means the search for the Atma. Adigamena, by processing, by studying or doing the self-enquiry. Dhiraha harsha shoko jahati. And even there, at that time, even the dhimantaha, they abandon harsha shoka. They go beyond the happiness and sorrow. Harsha means happiness, shoka means sorrow. Harsha joha jahadi means such a dhimantaha, the one who has found through the Atma's happiness, through that abhayam padam. He crosses over the duality of harsha shoka. Like, what the Bhagavad Gita says, Sidoshna Sugadukkeshu, Sugadukke Samikritva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo, all those things. All duality is jahati, means he gives up that, because he is no more interested in the duality. It is that abhayam padam, and which is the Puranam. Durdasham, it is not intelligible at all. And guhaditam, it is beyond even that darkest place where you think we can find it. So These are all indications of what he is going to talk in the 15th sloka. We are on the 13th sloka now. Etat sutva samparigrahya martya pravirgya dharmyam anupametabhya samodate modaniyam hi labdva vivrutam sadma nachiketasam manye. Etat srutva samparigrahya martya pravirgya dharmyam etam anum apya sa modate modaniyam hi labdva vivrutam sadma nachiketasam manye. So what does this sloka say? Martyaha etat srutva. The mortals, martya means mortals. Etat srutva, having heard this about this, samparigrahya, clearly grasp, etat anum dharmyam, this subtle dharma, dharmyam here is indicative of Atman, not dharma per se. Pravigriya, after distinguishing between the body, grihya pravrigya means distinguishing between his own body. The mortals, when after understood, but adhyatma vidya yogat. So what is that talking about is, when he does this adhyatma yoga vidya, he is able to distinguish between his body and the Atman, etam anum dharmyam, which is not part of the body, because he is the one who knows even the body. Apya, then he accepts that what labdva modaniyam sa modatehi. When he attains that state of knowledge, modaniyam sa modatehi, he indeed really is in a state of bliss. Modaniyam means one which is potential of or have potential to be in the happiness. Now the word modaniyam has got a very importance here. It's modam pramodam. See, these are two difference between the two is that when you have when you have an object, you like it, there is an ishtam or a kamam for the object. When it comes within your possession or within your grasping limits, then comes the modam. So here, the modaniyam modadehi, when he says is that it is as good as what we can think about. That is, suppose if we want to, in the objective world, if I am to say an example, you want to achieve an object. As long as the object is distant and away from you, you are not happy. There is always a separationness, and then our happiness is not expected until we get the object. The moment the object comes within the graspable limit, there is some sort of an excitement and pleasure which is that. Now this is as far as the physical objects are concerned. Now imagine something which is becoming, a state like getting a result or becoming a parent or becoming a grandparent. There is no physical object. It is more of a mental in nature. So when we hear the news that it has become part of us, that the happiness is of a different nature, unlike the object which we are getting from our physical world. Now, in this one, he is still in a state of modaniyam, that type of a state where he has understood this, thinking that he has understood what it is, Atma, and he enjoys it, manye. And I consider, he has a aham manye sadma vivritam. Nachiketa, I think you are now prepared or you are getting ready to receive that state of modaniyam. When I told you about the glimpses of what is Atma, I have not yet told you what is the truth. I am only telling what it is can be like. It is anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan, that is very this Guhayam Pravishtam. It is beyond where Harsha Moha Shoka Vihrite. You are beyond the Harsha Shoka and all those things. These are all only the sparks of what the truth is. Even this, I can see the happiness in your eyes, and I know Amaham manye sadma vivritam nachiketasam. Nachiketas, you are mentally ready to receive that. You are already getting the spark in your. I can see that in happening in your being. That because if the teacher is an is a wonder. He who can see that what he has conveyed has been giving the right direction to the student like Nachiketa, and he is showing the signals from his side that he is already, by listening few words about Atma, he is already has become with goosebumps and wanting to know more. That eagerness is being shown in the Nachiketa's face, and you know that feeling which Yama could see in Nachiketa is what being explained in this sloka. Now he is telling the last sentence which where he is going to give as the uh, final test to Nachiketa. Anyatra dharman anyatra dharmat anyatra asmat krita kritat anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha yattat pashyati tattvataha. Now Nachiketa is becoming impatient because he is saying that I can see you, you are getting ready for that, oh Nachiketa and everything. So Nachiketa is showing that yes, I am impatient. Please tell me like that. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. Anyatra asmat krita kritat. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Yat tat pashyasi tatvada. Tatvada. Tell me that. Nachiketa is now almost getting angry with Yama, saying, Tatvada, please tell that. Yat tat pashyati, that what you see, because Nachiketa has not yet seen that what it is. But Nachiketa knows that Yama is talking about that which he already has knowledge about it. And which is for now Nachiketa is telling from a different pedestal altogether. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, which is dharma here means all qualities, and adharmat, which is saying that what unknown qualities, both. So apart from what is known as qualities, and the adharma means, don't take the word dharma here as the do's and don'ts. Here dharma means the vastu dharma. So anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. We know dharma of all the things in the world. We know that fire is light and heat, water is like this, the sky is like that, akasha, bhumi, vayu. All dharmas I know. So anyatra dharma, it is beyond that. Anyatra adharma. Now I may be knowing some dharmas which I am not even aware of because I don't know all the things in the world. So it has to be beyond the known and beyond the unknown qualities of objects. Anyatra asmat krita kritat. Now krita akritat. Cause and effect. It has to be different from the cause and effect because cause and effect is always seen in the waking, and I know this has to be beyond the waking because the cause and effect is only a phenomenon of the waking, and it has to be different from that. Anyatra asmat, it has to be apart from that. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Now if I am taking about the waking as the present, Bhutacha Bhavyacha, the deep sleep and the dream are the Bhuta and Bhavi of for me from the waking point of view. Or if I look at from life point of all, I know all the things in the past. I don't know what is going to come in the future. But I know that this, what you are talking about, you are tempting me with such words which has to be beyond both the present and the future and the past. So it is even beyond the time which we can think. So all those things put anyatra dharmad, anyatra dharmad, anyatra satmat krita kritat, anyatra bhudacha bhavyacha yat pashyati tatvada. Yama, please tell me what is that you are indicating towards me. And in this 15th sloka, is Yama starts his replies to Nachiketa. This is from where the explanation of the answer which Nachiketa asked, the boon, third boon which he asked, Yama is starting to start slowly to explain, because Yama is also a teacher who is well established in it, and he knows every bit of it, and he knows well in what way the student can, an apt student, even though Nachiketa is the most apt student to absorb the knowledge, he doesn't tell every truth in the first sentence itself. He brings up that knowledge in stage by stage, step by step, which is all about the Kathopanishad. So we are entering into the Upanishadic Tattva part, or the truth aspect, from this sloka onwards. Sarve Veda yatpadamananti tapasam varnani cha yadvadanti yadichando brahmacharyam charanti tatte padam sangrahena bravishyami ityatah. Sarve Veda yat padam amananti tapasamsi varnani yat vadanti yad ichando brahmacharyam charanti tat padam sangrahena bravimi om ityetat. That's all. He said one word, om. It is known as om. Ityetat. That's an indication. Everything is to be told in one word, om iti etat. Now om, he is explaining what is om. Sarve Veda yat padam amananti. That all the Vedas, Sarve Veda yat padam amananti, which is describing about that state. Padam means state. Amananti means educating or explaining. Sarve Veda yat padam amananti. All the Vedas. There is no exception of any Vedas. Veda here means you can take the scriptures, or you can take the meaning as knowledge. In both the cases, the result is the same. It is what all the knowledge, what is describing, the knowledge is an experience, but that experience has an inherent entity which is called the state of knowledge, not information. The state of knowledge or state of knowing, amananti, is the description by the Vedas, or the knowledge. Every knowledge is giving you that, but we take the adjectives or the quality or the information from the knowledge. We don't imbibe the knowledge, or we don't become the knowledge. Tapasamsi varnani yat vadanti. All those people who have done the tapas, all the austerities which they have been doing for millions and millions and centuries of years, all of them in their statement, they have made the same statement of that truth. Yad ichchando brahmacharyam jaranti. Those who are brahmacharis or brahmanishtas, or who want to know about the brahmacharya, and they follow the path through that, with the interest to know the truth. Tat padam, that state, sangrahena bravimi, I am going to tell you in a nutshell. Om ityetat. It is known as Om or Pranava. Om. That's all. The 15th sloka has made the statement Om. If you see that in the Mandukya Upanishad, the opening statement itself on the Upanishad is Om ityedaksharam Brahma. So Om is one word for the Brahma. Now what is Brahma? Brihatvad Brahma. There is nothing bigger than that. Brihatvad. Anything and everything is included in it, in that word Om. Now, how does the word Om has been found out by the rishis of the scriptures as a one word? Actually, Om has got 3 alphabets, 3 varnas in it. A, U and M is the ending note. The method of upasana is explained in the Mandukya Upanishad. Whereas in the Om, the explanation is that the first sound anybody can make is by opening mouth is A. So that is where the creation takes place, or the everything which has got a name has A in it by default, because that is where the first sound comes up. And before any word is stopped, statement, you have to close your mouth. So when you close your mouth, the only way you can close your mouth is by bringing your lip together, and that time what sound you make is the half makara, half ma, because ma means you have to close and then open, then only ma will come, because ma plus a. But when you stop with that, the last word, you say that om, the end of the om word. And the middle portion is called u, which is closer to the nasal. So both the nasal sounds, the non-nasal sounds, and what lies between the akara and makara, between the a and opening your mouth and closing your mouth. You cannot have in any religion, any language, any world, anywhere in the world, if a human being is uttering something about any object, it has to fall within this. So all names will fall in this, and there is no object without a name. So name, shabdam, if you want to name an object, nama rupam eva vastu. So Brahma, the word, is represented by one word called Om, because there cannot be a word which can explain that Brihatvam, or the largeness of the word, in any other word we use. You know, no other word can encompass the entirety of the sound which is in all religion, all languages, all over the world. A and and that is what is Om is all about. So, Sangrahena Bravishyami, as an indication, I am going to tell you that what it is Om. We will stop it here with this sloka, and we will get into the 16th sloka from the next class. What is Om standing for? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavada. Thank you all for listening.